Hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining us today for another sketchbook tour. This sketchbook is a little different from my previous ones because it's a smaller softcover sketchbook from Stillman & Bird. It's the beta series with really thick watercolor papers, so I ended up doing a lot more watercolor and ink studies throughout this book. Also, I forgot to put stickers on this cover. I'm not sure why I didn't put any stickers on it, but maybe I'll add some stickers later on, or just a label just so I know which sketchbook this is. So let's get right into it. So this is the welcome page to the sketchbook, and I started it July the 19th, 2024 and finished it December 31st, 24. And I also apparently named the sketchbook My Art Garden again, like the previous sketchbook. I guess I just love the title so much from the previous sketchbook that I decided to reuse it without even thinking about it. So I started drawing these whimsical scenes of me and my baby together because Millie has always been such a comfort to me. And in these paintings, she's usually much bigger than life, and I'm tiny beside her. It's my way of expressing how safe and comforting and special she is to me. So in this first painting, we're surrounded by plants and flowers while I paint the sky above us. And I also repeated the previous quote from the last book. So it just says, "The place where creative ideas are planted and spontaneous art grows." These little me and Millie moments started becoming a tradition, so you'll see that in future sketchbooks. So this zebra spread was inspired by a photo I took during a zoo trip with my mom. One of my favorite things about visiting the zoo is just getting to observe all the animals up close, their patterns, textures, colors, and the way they move. It always inspires me to come home and paint something. So a lot of this sketchbook became observational sketching practice for me, where I would bring my supplies outside and paint whatever I saw in the moment instead of always working from the photo references that I usually use. This little dog was sketched while I was in a restaurant, so it was like a service dog, and I thought he was just so cute. I wanted to capture him. He was moving around quite a bit, so I did the best that I could, and this is mainly watercolor and ink. So this one was done while I was at a park, and you'll see some other pages that were also done at different outdoor places and spaces. Just trying to practice drawing from life. This bird spread is probably one of my favorite pages in the sketchbook. Most of them were done with watercolor, ink, and a little bit of marker. This was Copic marker. So just trying to get some more urban sketching practice in. Drawing little everyday scenes with buildings, cars, and people walking around, and this cute little dog sitting on top of the car. This one didn't quite turn out so well. I missed this romantic moment for this couple here. I have a little note down here that says that I drew this during a blackout, apparently. So I've sketched this little girl before. You'll see that in the last sketchbook video that I did. So that was attempt number 1. This was attempt number 2. This was watercolor and ink. And then attempt number 3 was just watercolor. And I think this is the best one out of the 3 and looks most like the photo reference that I used. But I do like the bunny in this picture more than this one. I just think he looks a little cuter and fluffier. He looks a little flat. So this spread was loosely inspired by Van Gogh's Starry Night. I was trying to create that movement in the sky like he did with the swirling line patterns, although this page did not come out quite as I imagined it in my head. And Millie agrees. So these flowers were actually a birthday gift from one of my coworkers, and I just thought that the arrangement was so pretty. I wanted to paint it before the flowers wilted. So on my birthday, I had scheduled a pedicure appointment, and I had some time to kill before that appointment, so I ended up arriving early to the place, and there was a park nearby. So I sat at the park with my watercolor supplies and ink and decided to sketch while I waited, and I just enjoyed that. It was such a pretty morning. It was just the perfect way to start my day. And some kitties. So a big focus in the sketchbook, as you could probably tell now, was just practicing from real life instead of relying on only photo references. I wanted to get more comfortable with just observing everyday scenes and trying to capture what I saw around me. So this was at a park. It's the same park, it's just different areas of the park that I drew. So that's watercolor and ink. And there's my sweet little princess, Millie. Now this is watercolor and ink, but I don't really like the way it turned out. It's just a little too dark for me. And this one was, I had purchased some brand new gel pens, and I just wanted to kind of try them out and see what they look like. Now here I want to introduce you to a special little friend of mine. So as you know, I really enjoy going to the park, and a lot of times when I go to the park, I'm feeding the squirrels. And one day I was feeding the squirrels, and this little groundhog came out and decided to walk up to me and take a peanut right up from my hand. I only got to see him a few times, but he was so sweet. I ended up painting him and naming him Hammy. I even have a little video that shows when he came up to my hand and grabbed the peanut from me. So this painting is based directly from one of those moments I captured in that video at the park. Good job. And this is just regular ink pen. These are probably two of my favorite urban sketches in this book. I really love the color palette here, the bright blue Cara against the warm yellow and orange background. Sorry for the noise in the background if you hear that. The next page is a little bit softer, a little bit more muted, but I also enjoy the way it looks because of the way the line work stands out. So I actually like the way the line work stands out on both of them. So I hadn't really spent much time practicing portraits or face sketching in the sketchbook. So this is me just kind of revisiting that just a little bit. And so in the 100 heads challenge that I did, you'll see me draw him again. Just a little different, a little bit better probably. So by this point in the sketchbook, it's basically the fall, and I was inspired to draw some fall scenery. I was in the fall vibe, so I've got some pumpkins here. And then of course went straight into Christmas mode. Wanted to do some Christmas tree, some winter scenes, that kind of a thing. And here I followed a YouTube artist. He was doing like a Christmas watercolor tutorial, and I decided to follow along, and I thought that was just fun in the spirit of the season. Then this is again on site at the Botanical Gardens, and I really enjoy going here as well. And we usually try to pick the same spot here to have a little picnic. More Christmas vibe going on here. I love this little Santa and the reindeers going across the moon. And I believe I got these photo references from either Instagram or Pinterest. I ended this book at the end of December, so trying to end it with a little holiday cozy vibe here. This I replicated from someone else's artwork on either Pinterest or Instagram, but I thought it was super cute. So now it's time for my favorite part of this sketchbook tour, and that's getting Millie's favorite sketch. So let's get ready for Millie's Corner. I wonder which one she'll choose this time. There's 2 of her in here, so we'll see if she chooses one of her own or if she chooses to go with a different sketch this time. All right, Millie, let's do it. Yep, of course. Well, she chose herself again, and she chose the picture with just herself. Not with her mom in it, but with just herself. Okay, that's fine. We'll let her choose what she wants to choose. So this wraps up the 3rd book in the 2024 sketchbook series. I really appreciate you joining me for this and for being with me on the other sketchbook tours. In the next video, I'll finally be flipping through my 100 heads challenge just to switch it up a bit. And I really enjoyed that. It really helped me like hone in my portrait, face drawing skills. So I'm excited to share that one with you. And as always, there are still plenty more sketches to come. So Millie says goodbye and wants to remind everyone to keep creating, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Every sketch, every attempt matters. Believe in yourself and don't give up on your dreams. Happy sketching! Bye! See you in the next one.